Hello and welcome to Traffic Paradise Radio. I'm Uno, and joining me today is Immy.
Hello.
And Lee.
Hi.
The delay got worse, but we're running with it. It's beautiful.
And delays. Okay, so hello everyone, and welcome to the show. We are looking at what race is even coming up. I can't even remember. Austria. In my brain, I was thinking Australia, and I'm like, that can't be right. But that would explain why I was close. Okay, so the Austrian Grand Prix, Red Bull's home race, should be interesting given where the cars all stand at the moment at this point in the season. Are you looking forward to the race, Immy?
Yeah, I am. I think it's been really interesting to sort of see now we built up the wing upgrade and then it didn't really come to anything, but it seems like maybe McLaren are a little bit closer to the rest of the pack. So tracks where their car isn't suited the most, they aren't like the fastest or the second fastest. They can sort of be further back and have a middling result, which is interesting, even though it feels like for the constructors at least, it's way too late now for that to change anything.
Yeah. Lee, how are you feeling about this race?
A little scared. But I'm really excited for it as well. Especially with the little week break we've had. I'm excited to see how close the field can get, at least here.
Yeah, I'm excited for this race. Also, I'm excited that I don't have to wake up at like 3 in the morning to watch it, so that's fun. Yay, Europe. I never thought I'd say that before, but yeah. I mean, I enjoyed European races when I was in South Africa as well because it was like a nice midday race. But yeah, it's just like, I think there's like 3 midday races the entire year. Everything else is like at night or at like 2 in the morning. So,
Well,
yeah. I think weirdly enough, the Vegas race is like at midday for me.
oh yeah, I was
That's
thinking
intentional.
That,
Oh.
yeah, it's like 4 p.m. for me. That's really gonna kill me.
No, the Vegas race is like the only one for the rest of the season. It's the only one that like I don't have to worry about like work the next day or anything like that because like it's just a normal midday race. I can like watch it, be happy, and then like go about my day and like have a completely normal Sunday watching F1. So I'm very excited. But that's very far away. So for now, we're gonna focus on Austria. And so as you know, we always do our predictions for the second annual Traffic Paradise Radio Competition Prediction Points Championship thing. Last week we were very McLaren happy, and it was a bad week for all of us except for Kira. I think Kira was the only one who got points.
1 point, I think. So
Kira got 2 points.
Oh, yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
Well,
everyone else got nothing. So we have a lot of work to do this week to redeem ourselves. So let's see what we predicted for pole position. Immy, why don't you start us off?
I have gone with Oscar Piastri, and this is because there's been sort of a trend this year. For the most part, tracks he was bad at last year, he's better at. Specifically qualifying, for example, Spain, he was P10 last year, track limits issues, right? And then he was pole. Austria last year, he also had a lap time deleted because of track limits. So I want to see him not do that this year, and so I've gone with pole. Track limits are very scary.
Okay. Just before we continue, I forgot to check everyone in the comments. So Tay and Willow are here. Tay says, "Let's go." Willow says, "Hey," and Willow tells us that always sleep through Vegas accidentally. I'll take some afternoon nap and then miss the race probably. So yeah, don't worry. Yeah. But so welcome Tay, welcome Willow. And anyone else who's watching, if you're watching now or if you're watching in the future, welcome, hello, thank you. Lee, what did you or who did you predict for podium?
Podium.
Well,
Pole position. Sorry.
who did I do? I think I did Max. Yes, I did Max. Okay. Um, I just I have a feeling with Red Bull this week. Not sure what it means, but you know, Austria was interesting to say the least last year. And I feel like kind of this may be a little bit of like a revenge tour this year. So feeling a little brave putting Max on pole, but I can see it happening.
I see that
Okay.
for sure. I mean, like last year, the win was basically Max's until that pit stop. So I could definitely see him coming at this with like, I want to get what was mine
Yeah.
sense. And he really does have an ability to put that Red Bull where it shouldn't be. So
Yeah, I think also, there's the team will put extra effort into making sure they have the best weekend possible, given that it's their home race. We
yeah.
kind of see how Ferrari always puts in extra effort for Monza. It's one of those things, and it's a home race. It's going to be a major event for Red Bull, and I mean, look, I hope they also do the same for Yuki. Because I don't know. Last week at the last race, they did give him the upgrades. Yay, and in
Finally.
fairness, it was his own fault for not having them in the first place because he crashed his car. But like they only gave him the upgrades in FP3, and then he ran for like 5 minutes and then had brake issues, so he didn't even get to practice with it. So hopefully this time around they give him everything he needs from FP1, and both Max and Yuki can have a successful race, and the team can kind of look not too shambolic at their home race. But who did I predict for pole? Well, I predicted Max Verstappen. I'm surprised by that. I actually forgot who I predicted, and I'm like, did I really think Max was okay? So yeah, for all the reasons that states in Max, I guess, Red Bull will try hard, and hopefully they will succeed. But let's take a look at who everyone else predicted. Immy, will you talk us through what we see here?
Yes. So, I mean, we have a little bit of variety. Only one McLaren. No pole predictions for Lando this week, which, I mean, it's going to be a lot to come back from Canada. So I feel like not putting him on pole is probably a smart choice for this week. I think he'll probably just want to take it steady and have a clean qualifying. But more Max. Willow has also gone with Max, so that's a lot of people in his camp for this weekend, and I think that's quite fair. A lot for Oscar, Neve, Tay, and Lacey as well, which I think he's always in the conversation. If it's not a street track, don't talk to me about street tracks. And then Kira has gone with George Russell, a shock and surprise to no one, but now very validated after last weekend. He can put that Mercedes on pole, and maybe since the suspension change, that Mercedes has more pace to fight at the front consistently. So, for Kira's sake, I hope that's true. Uno.
Okay. I think I disappeared for a little bit there.
Just a tiny little
I'm
bit.
here. Am I here? Am I here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I could see everything. Okay. So yeah, that. Thanks, Immy. Let's move on to podium. And for P3, who have you predicted?
I have gone with Charles, and I think that's because we've seen him recently sort of sacrifice qualifying for a better race. And unlike Canada, Austria isn't a street track. There'll be a bit more room for overtaking. I think he can make some progress. And also, I don't know when Ferrari are having upgrades. I think it's soon. I don't think it's Austria, to be honest, but I think when I predicted this, maybe I thought it was. But I thought, let's shake it up. Let's give Ferrari another podium, because Canada for them was a bit, just a bit meh, really. So I think they need some podium joy.
Yeah, fair enough. Lee, who have you gone for P3?
I have gone for Max. Okay.
I think so.
I thought I put Lando for P3. Um, I don't have a justification now. I was
No, you
thinking
did
about.
put Lando for P3. That's my fault.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Sorry, I was making these graphics at like 7 in the morning. I was half awake.
Oh, it's fine. Um, let me put it on record really quick. I put Lando, so if somebody says I don't get points.
I'll edit it. I'll edit it. Don't worry.
But now that you said the thing about going for a chill weekend, I'm questioning my choice. But
No, I mean, don't doubt him because he can
yeah.
do some pretty good stuff.
Yeah. I have a feeling that qualifying will be better than Canada, but I was not feeling that qualifying could be good enough for pole. So I think for him, when it's kind of that in between area, you can expect that like it is usually somewhere within P2 to like P5 or something, unless it's like a really shit weekend. Um, so like not fully expecting a great qualifying, but expecting that like fit qualifying somewhere within at least the top five, and then just having a consistent race this time and keeping everything just calm and not going super extreme, but trying to finish the race. Um, and then going for lower podium positions.
Yeah, and I mean, in Canada, his race pace was very, very, very strong. So I think even if he has a bit of a steady quality, not super pushy. He can definitely claw that back in the race.
Yeah.
So, Uno.
Okay. So I've gone for.
Oh, look, it's
I
changed.
don't know.
Wow.
Who have I gone for? I'm not seeing it.
Max.
Oh, wait. Now it's right. How did that happen?
I think
Okay,
I just forgot to
I've
change
gone
one
for
side.
Max. So maybe not. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay, so I've gone for Max. Obviously, that implies something's going to happen during the race that takes him from P1 to P3. Nothing too serious, but maybe it's a little bit of a funny pit stop, or just, he sort of out qualifies the car and the car actually isn't good enough to win. That's definitely something that could happen. But I think Red Bull will be happy with a podium, and I think they'll be happy if they can get Max on the podium. At least it will look good for them. So I think they'll be okay with this result. But let's have a look at what everyone else predicted. Kira agrees with me and has also gone for Max. Neve and Lacey agree with Immy, and they've gone for Charles. And Tay and Willow are feeling the Russell momentum and have put him on the podium in P3. So interesting. We've got a nice array of colors. I think we learned our lesson last week, and we've gone for lots of colors. I think this is one of the most colorful predictions we've had the whole year.
I think it's probably going to get worse going up the podium, though. I don't think we've really learned our lesson.
We'll see. Yeah, but I think it's nice to see all the colors. It's nice to see Charles making an appearance, and obviously George, we've always said that he's been pretty consistent this season and has always been there just behind the fight. And I think now that Merck has given him a slightly better car, he's going to be in it a lot more often. But let's see who's going to come home in second place. So, Immy, after you.
I have gone with Max, and I think that's because if he's not getting pole, he's realistically going to be right behind. I think especially at Austria, and I mean, like he was in Canada, he was close. He's always in the fight for pole, and with that car, he's always going to be in the top 3, top 4. So I think he's got the ability, and if nothing goes wrong and he doesn't crash into anybody, hopes and prayers, then I think he can come home with P2.
Okay. And Lee, who have you gone for?
I have also gone for Max. And after putting him on pole, obviously this means I was thinking possibly that we have another weird pit stop or something that's gonna happen, but doesn't fully take him out. Because I am fully expecting this weekend he will be going for it. So ends up, and I think Oscar will try to fight this weekend. So I have a feeling there may be action between those two if qualifying goes well. And I fully believe Oscar will be up there. So ending up with that switch possibly of if Oscar qualifies P2 or P3 or something and gets past Max, or Max has a bad pit stop, ends up P2.
Okay, cool. And I have gone for George Russell in P2. So obviously we know he did very well last time, and I think that the Merc is now maybe not as good as the McLaren, but definitely up there and able to fight for like race leads and stuff. So yeah, I can see George, as I've said, he's got the momentum. I can see him doing very well this weekend. So George in P2. I don't think Antonelli will do as well as he did last time out. But yeah, I think George will be able to bring home a trophy at the very least.
Yeah, I
But
mean, I think we'll have to wait a little bit to see if the Mercedes is great or it was just track specific, because they were good around Canada as well. But the fact that they handled the heat probably means they are going to be up there more often than not. So I think that's a very good shout.
yeah. Lee, would you talk us through what everyone else predicted, please?
Yes, I can.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, there's so much orange. There, or sorry, there's so much papaya. So we have Kira, Willow, and Neve have all predicted Oscar P2, which seems to be a pretty good theme. All of us are expecting Oscar will be on the podium and doing well this weekend. And then Tay and Lacey have predicted Lando P2.
okay, cool. So yeah, lots of McLaren to be expected.
Yeah.
Let's see which McLaren driver comes out on top in P1. So Immy, who have you selected for P1?
I have gone with Oscar just because, oh my God, shock horror, right? But like, I think statistically, apart from 2 races, yeah, Saudi Arabia and Miami, the person who has been leading out of like turn 1 has won the race. And apart from Imola, which I think was less Oscar had a bad start and more Max was insanely good, Oscar's been very good at starting from pole and holding that lead, especially Spain. I think about Spain a lot. That was so beautiful. Sorry, because I haven't been here to discuss, so I love Spain. But so if he has pole, he's very good at leading, like I said. So he'll lead from turn 1, and the statistics are on my side. Unless maybe he has the botched pit stop. I don't know, because we're all trying to manifest that for this weekend, it seems.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a very reasonable prediction and makes sense. So yeah, thanks, Immy. Lee, who have you predicted for P1?
I have also predicted Oscar. Kind of leading in with what I said with my Max prediction, I do expect Oscar will qualify very well this weekend. And I want to see fighting. I want to see good racing. And I think that if we have that, Oscar might go for it. And I think, the botch pit stop or not, trying not to manifest it so it doesn't backfire on me. I do think Oscar could get past and get P1 possibly. Good start. Please get a good start. Um, so yeah, I have done Oscar.
Okay. And to really break with traditions here, I've gone with Oscar Piastri. So yeah, seems like we're all pretty much on the same book here. A strong weekend for Oscar. Probably, I think that's got a lot more to do with Lando's bad form. I think we're just a bit hesitant because usually you'll see Oscar and Lando in the mix, but this week we're kind of like, no, just Oscar this
Yeah.
week. I think if Lando hadn't have had such a bad weekend, we would be a lot more sort of willing to put him on the top step, but I think we're sort of reading the cards at the moment and we're not seeing it happening right now. So yeah, I've gone for Oscar as well. We know he's capable, we know he can do it. So and I do think that McLaren will take quite a bit of joy in defeating Red Bull at their home track. So you can imagine that Horner will not be too pleased, and the guys at McLaren will be grinning like Cheshire cats. So let's see how it goes. I think, is it in Austria where they always release that orange smoke?
Are they even allowed to do that anymore? I thought they banned it. Like in
I mean,
Zandvoort, you can't use the... Or is it like out of the track?
I think they
Like a
can
firework?
do it after the race. They just can't do it during.
Oh, aha,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah,
because
they
I
do
think
that in Austria. Yeah.
yeah, they do it in Austria and at Zandvoort, and I think McLaren would very much like it if everything was like orange. It might not be intended for them, but I think they'd like it nonetheless. Because you can just imagine like the visuals of Oscar driving through like a cloud of orange smoke, as he like takes like the cool down lap after winning would be quite epic. So they might smuggle in some of their own orange smoke just to make sure it happens. But yeah, so we've all gone for Oscar, but let's see what the others predicted. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yes. So Tay and Lacey.
It's not too
Tay and
bad.
Lacey are in agreement with us that Oscar will take the checkered flag, and Neve has very kindly shown some love and support to Lando and has put him in P1.
What a way to phrase it.
Willow is feeling the Verstappen vibes and has gone for Max in P1. And Kira is, I think, living in last week still, but bless her, that's okay. I think, if George can pull off a 2 wins in a row, like that would be amazing. So if he can do it, I'll be thrilled for him and for Kira. So yeah. Kira thinks George is going to win. Willow thinks it's going to be Max, and everyone else thinks it's going to be a McLaren, and most of us think it's going to be Oscar. But the real fun predictions now, the wild card prediction. So, Immy, you're up first. What have you predicted for your wild card prediction?
I have gone with Yuki Q3. I'm going to keep believing, because you know what? To get P11 in that car in Canada when he had like 10 minutes with the upgrades. Really good. Really good. Got screwed so hard by that penalty. And I think you got to channel that anger into a really good lap. Get into Q3. I want to see him like top 8. That's where my enthusiasm ends. Top 8, please. Please. But Q3 at the minimum. Come on.
Yeah, please,
you can
God,
do it.
Please, God. Especially in Austria. Please, 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 please.
Yes. Oh my God. That would be so good.
Let's not make a fool of ourselves at home, please. Yeah, okay. I like that prediction. Thank you, Immy. I'm thrilled with that. Lee, what have you predicted for your wild card?
I think I've done Aston double points again this week. Feeling the optimism, trying to manifest it. I just really wanted double points in Canada, and then it didn't happen. So I was like, let's try it again.
I don't think scored double points this year, have they?
No, they have
No.
not.
Okay, well, you know what? Lee's manifesting, so it's fine. It'll happen in Austria. Don't worry.
Oh.
Okay, and yeah, that would be nice for Aston. They've had a very sort of weird year. Lance has been the
Mhm.
better driver for the most part in terms of scoring points, and obviously
Yeah.
Fernando's had some terrible luck, but he seems to have turned that around lately. So
Yeah,
let's see.
he's found something. So
Yeah. So let's see how they go. I think the more the season goes on, obviously they're more focused on next year, but they will tweak things here and there. And now that they've got Newey, those tweaks are probably more beneficial than what we've seen in the past from Aston Martin, because we've seen usually their season goes in the opposite direction. They start strong and then they
yeah,
kind of like, So let's see if they can change that trajectory this season, and a double points finish would certainly do that for them. But my prediction is also about a bit of a change of trajectory, because I think that Alpine will get into Q3. And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much saying it would be Pierre, but who knows?
yeah.
Maybe Franco can do something, but I wasn't going to put a name on it. I think if either of them make it into Q3, that would be a pretty good result for them in terms of quality. And I think obviously Pierre is more likely to do it, but who knows what happens.
He had a real stinker last week, so
Yeah. So, but let's see how it goes. But yeah, I think that they're gonna have a better time out this week, and I'm hoping that at some point Franco can get a point so that Doohan will be last in the championship, because that's a point for me later on in the year when we do our end of year, when we look back at our end of year predictions.
he honestly might be last already based on finishing position. I need to check because I feel like I
No,
might have...
last time I checked, Franco was still last.
Okay. Oh no,
Yeah.
Doohan is last.
He's last now?
Yeah, I just think I didn't change it on my graphic.
So
But I think
an official
Franco...
F1 graphic, he's last.
Yes. I think Franco must have... I don't remember where it was, but he got a higher finishing position than Jack did out of the points. So
okay. Yeah, apologies to Australia, apologies to Doohan fans, but that's very important for me in my championship fight. So thank you, Jack.
I don't even remember what I predicted. So
I think most people went with Jack because we thought that he would not make it. Or I think it was like Jack or like Bortoletto was like the popular ones.
I
feel like I might have gone with him,
I think I went with Bortoletto too.
Someone also went with Bottas. Tay,
oh right, like coming in as a reserve driver. Yeah, that's a bit...
Yeah. There was a prediction that Bottas would come in as a reserve and finish last in the championship. Can you put Tay's comments on the screen?
Okay.
Immy?
Or that one. Which one?
Oh, I've lost contact. There we go.
Okay. Well, this is...
Yeah. No. The one
where
where she accepts the apology on behalf of Australia. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Well, just as one and everyone. So Tay says, "I accept your apology on behalf of Australia." Thank you, Tay. That's very kind of you. Very gracious. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. You can take it down now so we can see Lee. And let's take a look at what everyone else predicted for the wild card. Immy, can you talk us through?
I can. Okay. I'm going to go through the order that it is in our chat. So Neve has gone with somebody goes 2 laps down. So I've put Saubers from 2024 on there for you because they're very slow. So, and it would probably... I mean, what cars are really bad this year? Kind of none of them. So it could be someone could go 2 laps down due to like damage, front wing change, puncture, something like that. Did Sauber dirty there? Yes. It was over for me when they couldn't get points in Brazil. Like, come on. But yeah, I don't know. I couldn't place bets on if anybody would go 2 laps down. Who would it be? Because I mean, Kimi Antonelli went 3 laps down in Monaco, but that was strategy. So you know, it's tight. And then Tay has gone with 3 Red Bull or V carbs finish in. They're not even V carbs anymore, are they? Finish in the points. I didn't really know what to pick, so begrudgingly a happy Christian Horner, but
I mean,
never like
we
to see
could have
that man happy.
we
So,
could have put a nice Honda logo there because they are all Honda
okay.
engines. Just saying.
We could have done that, but we weren't
'Cause
thinking in that direction this morning.
I don't
so.
ever want to see Christian Horner's thumb. Thank you very much.
He doesn't even look happy in that photo. He's like grimacing. I don't think he can form a smile. But yeah, three cars in the points. So knowing our luck, it's going to be like Max and both of the RBs. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Like Monaco all over again.
Maybe Yuki wins the whole thing. Let's just pray.
I'd like that. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Willow has gone for Sauber points again, which they're on a bit of a roll right now, so not bad one. Kira has gone for 2 or more DNFs, which how many DNFs were there last year? Was it just Lando? Or nobody's got knowledge? Okay. Oh, okay.
I'll check now.
Here we go. Waiting in suspense.
But you can go on to the to Lacey.
In the meanwhile, Lacey has predicted a DNF from a top 4 team. So we'll see. I mean, I know what McLaren and Mercedes share that sort of scary engine right now. Could be something mechanical. There was like 1 Ferrari engine DNF, and you know what there hasn't been? A Honda engine DNF. The real goats. How do you do a hate?
I will fight you.
What do you mean you'll fight me? I said they were goats.
Okay. Because you're gonna jinx them.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, if it makes you feel better, I can't do a H with my fingers. So I can't like start. That's like a W. Yeah.
Hey, they got that W.
Hey, I don't know.
That's kind of good. Hey. Did you find out how many people DNF?
Oh yeah, sorry. So it was just Lando, collision damage. But there was someone who was down 2 laps last year.
Was it Charles? Well, no.
Logan Sargent.
Oh. That sounds like a Michelle hater, but I know he got front wing damage at the start of the race, so it's Prevail. Oh dear.
Charles finished in 11th last year.
It was I think he got squeezed by Oscar and someone else, like in a freeway out of turn 1. So not a successful weekend for him. So that's why he's going to be P3 this year, to avenge that. See, I'm cooking. I have the script. I know everything. Intense. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, this feels like so long ago. I'm reading like the results of last year's Grand Prix. Like you've got Daniel Ricciardo in P9, gone.
Oh, for real.
Sergio Perez in P7, gone. Kevin Magnussen in P8, gone.
It's like the Hunger Games.
Who else is there that's gone now? Valtteri Bottas, P16, gone. Zhou Guanyu, Zhou. P17, gone. Logan Sargent, P19, gone. Sure.
God.
That's quite bad. Yeah. Oh, how things have changed.
Wow. Way to put a dampener on it.
Wow.
Sorry. Okay, so anyone want to say anything else about the race, about the upcoming weekend, what you're expecting, what you're excited for, any dramas that you think might happen?
Well, I think we'll probably see somebody push somebody off at turn 1, and there'll be some sort of penalty that people get all in a tizzy about, if it should have been longer or shorter, or penalty points or whatever. And
Oh yeah.
you know,
Penalty
we'll see.
Yeah. I have a feeling penalty points are going to be a debate this
Yeah,
season.
but I think Max gets some taken off for Austria, doesn't he? So he's not like staring down the barrel of a ban anymore. Like
I think at the end of Austria, he gets them taken away.
Okay. Oh, so he could still technically
If he
get
gets
it in
something-
Austria.
Yeah, so I think if he gets a penalty in Austria, then he misses the next race. But if he doesn't get a penalty in Austria, then he gets some breathing room.
Yeah, I think he's got 1 point now. I think he got 2 in Austria, so then he'll have 3 points of space, which you can get like 3 penalty points on a penalty. So it's
I mean, he
breathing
did it
room, but
last.
it's
I mean, he did
yeah.
it like this year. So
It's breathing room, but not very much.
oh,
Is
Tay
this
says
Franco's?
this is Franco's 5th race with Alpine. I remember
I feel like it's been
it was a 5-race
Oh, no.
contract, but I haven't heard much about it since. Well,
right.
I mean,
Jack got 6, didn't he? So this is his 5th.
yeah, I think Flavio said that even though it was Alpine who said it, Flavio said that was nonsense. So
Yeah.
I don't know if he's just got like a permanent contract or what's happening. I would imagine they'd keep him around until at least summer break if they were really thinking about just seeing what he can do. You know, I would imagine they would have said you've got up till summer break, and then if they're not happy, they'll bring in like Aaron or someone. But yeah, I think he's okay for now. I don't think he's doing terribly. I know he hasn't got points yet, but like it's okay, you know.
I feel like if he were outgoing, we would have heard something. Like the Jack rumors were swirling around pretty intensely before the announcement. So
I mean, the Jack rumors were swirling around before the season even started.
Yeah, I mean,
we were talking about it last year already. We're like, oh, Jack's not gonna make it to like it was just, you know. So
yeah. So I mean, the only rumor was that non-rumor that Alpine said, and then Flavio said, no, that's not true. So, whereas they never denied the Jack contract.
Yeah.
So, I think Franco is staying around unless he like bends the car a couple too many times.
Yeah, I think he's, as long as he's not like terrible, I think he'll be safe because obviously he brings a lot of money into the team, and Alpine are, you know, there's been lots of talk about them being bought out or trying to sell the team or whatever, and so having a driver like Franco in their garage means that when they try and sell the business, they've got this like, look at all this money that this driver brings in, and then with Pierre, you've got like other money that comes in for him because he's like a popular driver, you know, especially in France. So there's like endorsement deals and stuff there that can be like linked to it. So he represents part of the value of the team. So I would imagine they would keep him around just even for that, you know, provided he's not, as you say, like crashing the car and losing their money, like they'll keep him on because he's valuable to them in terms of their value, I guess. Yeah. I'm just trying to think what else. Obviously we've kind of spoken about Yuki. I hope that this is sort of we see now where he can really do things, you know, because now he's had a lot of time now driving that car. He'll have all the upgrades. He should, you know, this is a track where overtaking's possible. It's not it's unlikely to be like a DRS train kind of race. So hopefully he'll be able to like get a good result. At this point, like I'm kind of just hoping that he, you know, like I'm just like get a point, bro. Just like please. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think other interesting things to watch is what happens at Ferrari. There's some drama there in terms of Fred Vasseur and what's going to happen with him. You know, a little while back there were rumors that like they wanted Christian Horner to take over. Like Ferrari, like I mean, don't do that. Like that's.
I mean, I just also couldn't see Christian at Ferrari.
Yeah, just like what a horrible person to bring into your company.
I
Like,
know.
especially considering how political he is, you know, and Ferrari's already political. And now you want to bring in this like political, it's like, you know, it's like bringing in a Flavio Briatore or whatever. It's just like, no, like just don't. You need someone
Well,
who's not going to play the political game. You need someone who's going to just like be, you know, like just, yeah, I don't know. Just
just
no,
not him. Someone
not
else.
Christian Horner. I mean, I don't want Christian Horner at Red Bull even, you know. I would hate to like, but I wouldn't want to wish him on like Ferrari, no. I mean, yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
Alpine. They deserve someone like that, but not Ferrari.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope they don't get rid of Fred because the issue that Ferrari has is never fixed by switching out their team principal because they've done that and they've done that, and they're still only second at the best. So they need
Yeah.
to pick something else to try and fix other than the team principal because I think for the most part, although I feel like what Christian is really good at, which I don't like to praise him, but he's good at backing his drivers. Like he will back Yuki. Like now, obviously he was like not nice last year, right? When he wasn't picking Yuki and throwing him under the bus a bit. But now that Yuki's in Red Bull, Christian is backing him all the time to the media. Whereas I feel like the one downside of Fred is that he doesn't back his drivers all the time. It'll be more like, oh, Charles made a mistake here or whatever, when maybe it wasn't just Charles and it was the car or something. But at the end of the day, Fred is doing a good job. And I don't think that like replacing him now when he's been here since 2023. So replacing him now when he's just like properly, I feel like getting settled and putting his roots sort of into everything is like, what's the point of starting from scratch again? Because you're not going to be winning championships when you're rebuilding your like racing organization with a new leader.
Yeah, like they really need to, if they are thinking that way, they need to wait until the end of next season or even midway through next season. If they start next season and they're terrible, then by all means, like say, sorry, Fred, like we gave you a shot, it didn't work, bye. We need to like regroup and figure out how we're gonna like turn this around. But at this point, it makes no sense to like put the team through such upheaval when they're in the, you know, they're in like the really serious business now of like planning for next year, and to throw a spanner in the works now would just be ridiculous. On the points of Horner, I had to laugh because I was just remembering how at last year's end of season testing, he was like, oh, Yuki was terrible. His like his testing was terrible, and Liam was so much better, and Isaac was so good, but like Yuki was terrible. And then this year he was like, Yuki's end of season test was so good that you know, I was like, bro, like we have the receipts, like we know exactly what she said, like. But yeah, as you say, when you become a Horner driver, then he'll support you. So like it's just like
not
even
when
if
you're like
an idiot and a liar,
I
like,
think
so
last year the issue Horner had with Yuki was that he was like the direct competition to Liam, his perceived future driver. So I guess he was putting Yuki down to try and big up Liam, but then that sort of didn't work at all. So
yeah, I mean, that's got to go down as one of like the worst decisions a team has made in terms of driver lineup for so long. Like I can't imagine how it could have gone worse for them. You
honestly,
know, it was just so
bad
bad.
for the team,
like the
bad
optics
for
of it,
Liam,
the
bad
politics
for
of
Yuki.
for
Like
everyone
it was not
involved
good for anyone.
got screwed by that decision. Everyone. I mean, look at Liam now. He's doing so much better. He's happy. His VCOB content on social media is lots of fun. He's a likable person now, you know. But like, he was like, everyone hated him for like a good, from like December or even from before December up to like, you know, when he got booted down to VCOB, like everyone just hated him. And now he slowly started to like, you know, endear himself to fans again. And if he can do that and he can just make sure that he settles into VCOB quite nicely, I think he might be able to I don't know. It all depends
See,
on
I
what
think
happens with Yuki next
the
season.
the issue with Red Bull as well is once you're demoted, they haven't promoted anyone again. So like
Mm,
I think the chance of them picking Liam again over replacing him with someone like Arvid is low. I think they want Arvid in a seat probably for next year, I'd say.
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they signed him. At the expense of Liam.
Yeah, so that's why I said it depends on what happens with Yuki. If Yuki can stay in that seat for next season, obviously also Max. If Max decides to take a year off or whatever, like those things are always possible.
Yeah.
I do think Arvid's going to be racing for VCOB next year. So
Yeah.
whether it's next to Isaac or next to Liam, I don't know. Isaac's definitely going to be racing next year. I don't know if they're going to put him up
For
into the
sure.
Red Bull immediately, or if they're sensible, they will give him another year to develop at VCOB and not rush it, because rushing it
Yeah.
has always been their biggest issue. And hopefully they've learned now that they can't do that. But I mean, I wouldn't put it past them trying. And then
See, I think but like no matter how many years you spend at the junior team, it can't prepare you for that car. So really what they need to do, I don't know how deep they are into 2026 development if they've gone down roads they can't come back from, but they need to make that car less on edge and less suited to just one person. Because if Max does decide to take a year off, that car is only suited to something he can drive, they're screwed.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's no way back from that.
That's literally the thing of like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like that's what they did with Max Verstappen. They just they redid everything to build everything around him, and it worked for a while until it didn't, and now they're sitting in this very weird position. Yeah. Lee, anything else you want to say?
I have nothing to add.
Okay, cool. So I think we'll call it a day there. So thank you to everyone for tuning in. To Willow, to Tay. Who else was in the chat? Just Willow and Tay. Yeah. To Willow and Tay, thank you for watching, and to everyone who is watching but wasn't in the chats, thank you as well. And thank
Oh,
you
Uno broke.
to watching the on. I feel like I've just cut off. Am I here? I don't know.
That was so messed up.
You need to watch
What
that
happened?
back.
Like, everything I said was just like not captured at all. Is it bad? He almost made it to the end. Was it really bad? Okay. Anyway, hit the like button, subscribe, comment below, let us know what you think, and make sure you follow us on Twitter at Traffic Paradiso. And the road to Austria is not clear. So get out of that traffic and meet us at the racetrack. Well, not literally, because we will not be at the racetrack. But yes, I cut out again. Okay, so
No, you
thank
didn't.
you, Immy.
It's okay.
Thank you, Lee.
Thank you.
Okay. And to everyone else, enjoy the rest of your day or night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Play the music.